Basically, we're starting our little road trip all across the Southwest, and I'm going to be telling you guys about indigenous America. We're going to go all the way up to Oklahoma, I believe. Maybe we'll do something farther out as well. I'm excited to tell you guys all about all the amazing things that were here. Not all of them, but some of the little tiny parts of the amazing history that we have here in the Southwest. A part of the United States that is my favorite part of the U.S. It's where I want to be, it's where I want to die, it's where I want to live. We are now on Cahuilla land. I'll show you a little panorama. It's early morning by the Salton Sea. Beautiful day. We're on Cahuilla territory. Tip for the pros: if you are ever traveling out west and you pass any tribal lands, go to their gas stations because they don't pay state tax, so their gas is always cheaper. Fun fact, the desert is one of the most biodiverse places on Earth, which is counterintuitive. But actually, when there's low resources, there's low competition between plants. And plants learn to survive on very scarce resources. This is only possible in the desert. There are very scarce nutrient resources and very scarce water resources. These large trees right here with those little pods are blue Palo Verde trees, which were an important food source for the Cahuilla people. And back there you see palms, and you know palms are not really native to here unless they're in little oasis points in the desert. In that case, there's a California fan palm, which actually is native to the desert. But these types of palms that you see over there, actually not sure what type of palms those are, but they're not native. So if you're from Southern California, chances are you know Datura. They always warn you, oh, don't eat it because it's a hallucinogenic plant. Well, let me show you the desert version. This is your California desert all the way to Arizona desert Datura. Has these little balls. Let's see. Yeah, this is the hallucinogenic puberty ceremony plants for Native Americans, and honestly, the desert type looks pretty sick. Have you ever wondered where desert Native Americans would get obsidian from? Well, if you're Cahuilla in the desert, you already got access to obsidian because you're by active volcanic rock. Well, if you're coastal, like Kumeyaay or Chumash, you need to trade with the desert people in order to get your obsidian to build arrowheads. This obsidian trade has been happening for thousands and thousands of years. The obsidian trade in California and Southern California is more ancient than most civilizations in the world. Everyone knows what the Coachella Valley is famous for, and just ahead on the right, we see a bunch of date palms. Guess what? Date palms require a really high temperature in order to grow, which is why the Coachella Valley is perfectly suitable for them, because there's enough days that reach a high enough temperature, and at the same time, you got enough water from the ground to be able to water them. They're really high water palm trees. I know palm trees you guys associate with the desert, dry climate. Well, guess what? Date palms, they're a sucker for water. They suck that stuff out. But at the same time, they make us really good food. Really sweet, nice date palms. And we produce probably, I don't know, I'm making this up, but maybe probably most of the palms in the world, or most of the dates in the world are probably produced here, aside from the Middle East. I don't know. Someone double check that. Speaking of crazy plants that you find when you are looking at something that's really, really scarce resource area. I know this is bad quality, but look at that. These little flowering plants are literally growing in the rock. I have no idea what these are, by the way, because I'm not an expert in the desert. But look at, there's nothing here. There's literally no there's probably maybe like a little bit of nutrients in this rock. How the heck does this grow? Just tell me. Miracles of nature. Also, this plant smells so darn good. Oh my goodness. I don't know what this is, but it smells really freaking good. Kind of like jasmine. So this one's pretty sick too. I would low-key grow this. Sick looking plant. So if you know me, you know I tutor math, so I'm about to start my tutoring. And this is the location for the tutoring today. Lots of cool graffiti, honestly. Look at that. Yep. And now it's time to charge up. Charging my computer. Alright, so a little travel update. We are on our way to Arizona at the moment. We're going to Needles, the origin place of all the human peoples. So the Kumeyaay, the Havasupai, anything that ends in Pai, all of those people. Origin supposedly somewhere around Needles.